The day felt ordinary, just like any other. But then I saw it. This feather. It wasn't from any bird I recognized. It shimmered with colors I'd never seen before, almost like it held a light of its own. As I held it, a strange sense of calm washed over me, a feeling that everything was going to be alright. Suddenly, the air around me felt lighter, and for a fleeting moment, I could have sworn I heard the faintest whisper on the breeze, a sound that filled me with an unexpected sense of peace and possibility. What happens next, you won't believe. I looked closer at the feather. It wasn't just shimmering, it was almost glowing with a soft inner light. A gentle warmth radiated from it, and I felt an inexplicable pull, an urge to follow a small, less traveled path branching off the main one. It was as if the feather was guiding me, whispering a silent invitation to explore. I hesitated for a moment, but the feeling was too strong to ignore. The path wound through some trees, leading me to a hidden clearing I never knew existed. Sunlight dappled through the leaves, illuminating the space in a magical way. And then I saw them. Scattered on the soft grass were more feathers, each one unique and glowing with its own distinct color and light. It felt like I had stumbled upon a secret, a hidden garden of light and wonder. As I took a step further into the clearing, a figure began to materialize before me. It wasn't quite human, but radiated a gentle, luminous warmth. Its form shimmered slightly, and its eyes held a kind and knowing light. It smiled, and a feeling of profound peace washed over me. "Welcome," it said, its voice like the softest chime. "You have found the messengers of hope." Messengers of hope? The luminous being nodded. Each feather carries a whisper of possibility, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always light. You were drawn here because you needed to be, and now you have a choice. It gestured towards the scattered feathers. Pick one that calls to you, one that resonates with the hope within your own heart. I looked at the feathers, each one pulsing with a unique energy. One glowed with a vibrant green, another with a calming blue, and yet another with a joyful yellow. My gaze settled on a feather that shimmered with a soft, warm gold. It felt like it was humming with a gentle energy that resonated deep within me. I reached out and carefully picked it up. As my fingers closed around the golden feather, a vision flashed through my mind. I saw myself achieving a long-held dream, a moment of pure joy and fulfillment. It wasn't a clear picture, but a powerful feeling, a certainty that the hope I had been carrying within me was not only possible, but was already beginning to unfold. A wave of warmth and confidence washed over me. The luminous being smiled knowingly. "This feather carries the energy of your own hope," it said. "But hope is not meant to be kept. It grows when it is shared. Remember this feeling, this light, and when you encounter someone who needs a reminder, let the feather guide you." Its form began to fade slightly, becoming less defined. With a final, warm smile, the being vanished completely. I stood there for a moment, holding the two feathers, the iridescent one still shimmering, the golden one radiating a gentle warmth. The clearing felt peaceful, filled with a quiet sense of possibility. I knew I had to leave, but I carried something precious with me now. Not just the feathers, but the feeling of hope rekindled within my heart. As I walked back along the main path, I noticed a young woman sitting on a bench, her head in her hands. She looked lost and sad. An instinct, a gentle nudge within me, told me to stop. I approached her hesitantly. The iridescent feather in my hand seemed to pulse softly. "Excuse me," I said softly. She looked up, her eyes filled with sadness. I felt compelled to offer her the iridescent feather. "I found this," I said, "and it gave me a feeling of hope. Maybe it will for you too." I gently placed the feather in her outstretched hand. As she looked at the feather, a small smile touched her lips. The sadness in her eyes seemed to lessen, replaced by a flicker of something brighter. I didn't need to say anything more. I simply smiled back and continued on my way, the golden feather still warm in my hand. I realized then that the true magic of the feather wasn't just in the hope it gave me, but in the hope it could bring to others.